It's Beats, Rhymes, and Debates with your boy DJ Bugsy. I got St. Basil on the show tonight. It's going down. One of the hottest MCs in Philly. He's here to talk about his new project, Voice of the People, Beats, Rhymes, and Debates. It's up next. Let's go.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
If you tuned in, then tune in. The Beats, Rhymes, and Debate. It's St. Basil with your boy DJ Bugsy. You know what I'm saying? We about to get into it, so let's go.
It's Beats, Rhymes, and Debates. It's your boy DJ Bugsy. Today I got my man St. Basil in the building.
Yeah, what's good?
This boy, when I tell you, man, he's been on his grind. I first learned about you from, 215 Real Exposure Show.
Right.
Shout out to Chop.
Yeah.
And then I was at the India Awards, and my man Spado said, you got to get him on the show. So here we are, man. I appreciate you coming to the show.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, man.
Most definitely. So I want to talk about how it all started. When did you know hip-hop was for you? And what record did you hear that made you say, that's what I want to do?
Man, I think, I came up like in that golden era of hip-hop when it was like multiple albums released at once that you can listen straight through.
Right.
Like the Mobb Deep albums, the Raekwon, the Purple Tape and all that, DMX, all that. So
right.
I don't really think it was music, an album that I listened to that made me say, yo, this is what I want to get into. Okay. It was more like my life kind of dictated that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I had a lot going on. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I come from a real impoverished neighborhood, Nicetown. Right. And I just needed a way to like vent. Okay. Like some of the frustrations or whatever. It's some ways you can get it out. You can go to crime and let your anger out. Right. If you did some type of sport, aggression, you out there playing football, you could tear somebody's head off to let it out. Right. Me, it was just easier to like write it down on paper. Start off like with poetry and then just, you know what I'm saying? So it didn't really start off as like wanting to be like in the rap game. It really just started off as a way for people to hear what I was going through. Okay. Like listen to this. Right. Let me spit this for you. Let me say this for you. It was like, damn, I'm going through that too. So, you know what I'm saying? So it started off like that. Not really like a record, just more so that my life dictated that to be that way. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. So the Memoirs of Michael. Right. I listened to that heavy, and it was a lot of tracks that stood out for me. Okay. Talk about that track, I Want to Live, and like about the abortion and pro-choice and different things like that, and just a little bit about the background of that tape and how that tape came about, because it's a very interesting dynamic for the fact that you kind of like was thinking like how your pop would think. Right. So that took me like, wow, that's dope.
So the project Memoirs of Michael, that's like my third mixtape that I put out. That came at a real difficult time in my life. My mom had just passed away suddenly. So the way I had came about with that, Memoirs of Michael, the acronym for that is M.O.M, M-O.M. So the Memoirs of Michael is actually my dad. My dad's name is Michael. So what it is his experience with my mother. Okay. And how his experiences with her basically shaped me. So every song that's on there is tied to their relationship with one another. Okay. So even though it's my dad's memoirs, it's his memoirs with his relationship with my mother, and every song is tied to some point or something valuable that stood out about my father's relationship with my mother. And a lot of that I learned from him, you know, when she passed away, and he just opened up about a lot of things. Some things I seen from the outside looking in, even though I was in, you're not in, because that's, you know, my mom and dad's relationship.
Exactly.
So like a track like I Want to Live, see, like my mother and father, they had me real early.
Okay.
Real young, you know what I'm saying? And they, you know, you had them pressures of, you know, who don't have it. My mother was bright. She was real intelligent, and she was still a teenager. She wasn't out of high school. My dad wasn't out of high school at a time where that wasn't the thing. That wasn't the thing. So, you know, because my mom and father, they was together since they was 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? So my mom passed away when she was 53, so they was together for 4 decades, 40 years. So
that's deep.
When I'm the oldest. So what happened was, you know, all of that pressure to not have me or to have me, it was more like, you know, all right, we're gonna do it and we're gonna stick together and we gonna rock out. So that song basically came. So it was basically, that's where the idea came from. Like, damn, I wonder how people feel having a child that young. But then also my faith. I don't believe in abortion. I believe it's murder. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, I'm going to always be true to myself and stay true to what I believe. People say it's controversial. You can't talk about that. You can't tell a woman what to do with her body. Yes, I can. If I can say what I believe. You don't have to believe it. I can say what I believe. If you don't like it, skip and go to number 2. But I'm going to say it.
Exactly.
So that song was more like a perspective of a child being able to have a voice to speak to the mother before the mother get rid of the child. Right. So if a child was in the womb, this is the stuff that it would convey to the mother.
You were saying I'm kicking.
Right. You don't know what I'm going to be. How can you get rid of me? You don't know. I could be a lawyer. I could be a doctor. I could be something very important in life, and you just going to do this because of what? Right. So it's just like a child saying, I want to live. So that's where that track come from.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Now you got another track on there where you talk about not fitting in and kind of like being like the typical rapper. Right. Talk a little bit about that, because I feel like in your music you always expound on just being yourself, being true to yourself, as opposed to being whatever the wave is.
Right. That's I think it's Never Give In.
Never Give In. Yeah.
Right. So with that track, it's basically like exactly what it is. Never give in. Okay. Stay who you are. Right. Don't give in to what everybody else is doing. Right. Don't give in. Just because you want to get in, that don't mean that you gotta give in. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So just be yourself. Right. And you know you gotta, because you know, I think that might be the second track on there. Right. I
think so.
Right. Yeah, that's the second track. So how that came about is because, you know, my dad was like, you know, telling me about how my mom, her having me. Okay. That's how it tied in from the first track to the second track. Okay. Her having me was strong on her part, because she grew up at a time when that wasn't common. Right. For women to be having children that early and not being married and everything like that. So the fact that she didn't give in to pressure.
To the pressure. She still went.
She went ahead and did it. Look how it turned out. It turned out to be beautiful. So that was my whole preface for that track. Like, all right, she ain't giving in, I ain't giving in. I'm not going to give in to what everybody else is doing. I'm going to be me. And people don't understand. That's like the key. Right. Because there's only one you. Like, if you just do you, just be you. Right. That's automatically going to make you different from everybody else. So you already win. Just be the best you. You ain't got to worry about being the best. Be the best you. You automatically, you know what I'm saying? That you the best right there. Because nobody else can do you better than you. So that's where that track came from. Okay. And I got my man Daytona on that.
Daytona 500?
Yeah, I got Daytona. No. Daytona. The Hood Savior Daytona. I don't know what
Daytona 500 is Freeway Man.
No. This Daytona used to be with Ace and them back in
the day. Back in the day. I know you're talking about from South Philly.
Right, and I had journalists on there. Journ.
Oh yeah, Journ, the legend. Yeah, absolutely.
So Journ, me, Journ, and Daytona was on that. Okay. So, you know.
Now you got another track called Voice of the People, and it's actually the title of your new project. Talk about how you connect project to project, so one project will be connected to the other, and talk a little bit about what can we expect on Voice of the People.
Right. So, Voice of the People, the song was basically like you know, on that project, I was explaining like how my mother, one of the things that my mother always impressed upon us is help people that can't help themselves.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So regardless that we lived in the hood and it's a dog-eat-dog world,
right.
You don't give in to that. Learn how to help the people that can't help themselves.
Okay.
So when I looked at it, I got a voice.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I got something that a lot of the guys don't got.
Right.
A voice that's on a larger platform.
Right.
So what can I use this voice for? I can either use it to tell you the rock a nigga, sell some crack or whatever, or I can use it to tell your stories so people actually know what's going on.
Okay.
It might not necessarily be my story.
Right.
It might be your story. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I've never been molested, but I know girls that have been molested.
Right.
And they scared to death to tell people.
Right.
So how about this? I'll tell people.
Right.
And let them know that this is what's actually going on in the hood.
Okay.
And what that's a big influence on me in hip hop, because I think people forget what hip hop really the purpose and intent behind hip hop when in its inception, when it was started. That music was that was like the news for the hood. That was like the news of the world. Like, this is what's going on with us. You know,
just like the message.
Right, the message. Yeah, all types of. Remember Public Enemy and all them. Like it was really expressing like, yo, this is what's going on where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't leave it up to CNN to tell you what's going on with us. You can't leave it to Fox to tell you what's going on with us, because what's going to happen is you're going to get stories like you're getting out there right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So what should you have? The most influential voices, which is hip hop. There's no other music that's more influential than hip hop. Anytime you got Burger King and all that doing hip hop commercials and all that.
Yeah.
So what it is rappers they got that voice, and young people listen to that voice, man. So you're supposed to really use your voice, you know, for the people. Express really what what people is going through. So that's what that's where I'm at with this project. That was just the song to lead into the next project.
Okay.
And that's basically what Voice of the People. Now Voice of the People is gonna be really exactly what it sounds like. Voice of the People is gonna be the things that people should have been saying, or should be still saying.
But they're neglecting to say for some reason.
They just wanna
they just wanna
I'm not gonna mimic nobody,
right?
They just wanna
turn
up the most insignificant music in history of music. So it is what it is, man.
Okay. All right, so I want to get into like I always ask basically every guest that come on my show this top 3 Philly MCs of all time.
All time.
Not including yourself.
I wouldn't include myself. That is just arrogant. Top 3 of all time. Well, first I would say, listen, I be getting ready to get stoned over this, but it is what it is. I don't care.
Right.
You said MCs.
Yeah, rappers.
Okay, MCs is Black Thought.
Absolutely.
And then
he's my number 1 too. That's crazy that you said that, because I was not thinking you was gonna say Black Thought.
Yeah, because I think MCing is different from rapping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we dealing with just MCs, I will go Black Thought. I will go Tracy Lee.
Okay. That's different, but yeah, he's dope.
Yeah, because we talking about MCing.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
MCing is
it's different.
It's a big. That's a different animal.
Right. Right
there. So I will go Black Thought. I will go Tracy Lee. And honestly, I will go. I think I would probably go with Eve.
Yeah, super crazy.
Eve. When I'm looking at MCing, Eve really did it like before she was with like Rough Riders and all that. Like, I seen Eve rock at like underground shows and all that. Now rap is something different.
Okay, so let's go rap then, since that's different.
Rap, I will go with Will Smith.
Okay.
Beans, and Spade.
Okay.
Like when you talk about like
pure
just rap like for listening value. I say Will Smith because Will Smith was the pioneer. Ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? He the first one that got the Grammy.
Right.
People disrespectful to Will Smith. You want to know what it is? They thinking of when you think of Will Smith, they thinking of Concussion.
Yeah.
Or they thinking of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
They forget that he did Brand New Funk. They forget that he did Summertime, which is they play every summertime. You can play Summertime in this summer and people still going rock to it.
Right.
I think Beans though in the modern day is the most on it like Philly artist ever, like as far as rap go.
Right.
And then Spade is phenomenal. Like,
Spade,
like,
man. Oh,
you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dope people, but them three, like to me, like when I heard them, when you had like I know Spade personally, so I, you know what I'm saying, I already knew Spade knew how to rap. He is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was phenomenal.
Right.
He always been phenomenal. But you got a lot of guys that's just dope like that. Like I got a lot of favorites, so you pinned me down with the top 3, but like even though I got top 3, like I got dudes that's my favorites. Like I just sit back, I can listen to them dudes all day. You know what I'm saying? Like I can listen to Vodka.
Right.
To me, like Vodka is just he be saying some other stuff. Damn, let me take that back one more time.
Yeah, Vodka, shout out to Vodka. He definitely be doing his thing. He definitely be doing his thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but them to me, them the guys.
So you got the 3 MCs and then the 3 rappers, and they just.
I'm not saying that the rappers is not MCs. But I'm saying if I wanna send somebody in there, say if a crowd is dead.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Completely dead. It don't matter, and it can be any crowd, any type of demographic in the crowd.
Okay.
You can have white dudes, Chinese dudes, old dudes, young dudes. Who can I send in that room to guarantee that it's going to turn into an all-out hip-hop session in there? The first thing that comes to my mind is Black Thought. Send him in there and let him just do. He gonna do something to just get it popping like crazy.
Yeah.
And same like Tracy Lee. I know Tracy Lee gonna go in there. Yeah. Listen, you talking about dudes who rock with Big and all that. He done rock down Howard and all that, crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then I seen Eve. Like Eve really get busy. She get the rapping and all that. Like I like Jade too.
Oh yeah, Jade. Oh my God.
So like it's hard, like you can just go on and on. But rappers get a different response. Like they can get up on stage unless you really know these songs and all that.
Right.
Like all that with the wordplay in between with the crowd and all that.
Yeah.
Like I seen Black Thought do Big Daddy Kane. Like he was rapping in their voices and all that. So it's like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's an MC right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's
different.
It's different for me. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Yeah.
So when can we expect the project? Tell people where can they get it at?
2 more weeks.
Okay. 2
3
more weeks.
It's definitely gonna be in March.
Okay.
It can't go into the second quarter because I need to focus on.
Right.
But I need to focus on for the second quarter. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be in March. Right now I got a joint that's on iTunes.
Okay.
From DJ Revolution compilation album that's coming up. It's called You Need to Stop.
Okay.
That's with me, Head Crack, and Mr. Met. That's on DJ Revolution project, so y'all need to get that.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's where I'm at with it right now.
Now, how they can follow you? How they follow you?
Well, right now I'm on social media, man. I'm a dinosaur, bro. So I'm on Instagram, St.Basil215. That's STBASIL215.
Right.
It's the same for Twitter. Like this morning, like I kind of like had my daughter help me. Like she lined up the Snapchat joint for me. So,
oh, she did? Okay.
Yeah, I ain't really snapping yet, but I'm gonna get the snapping in a little bit.
Okay.
And then on Facebook, of course, St. Basil. So that's where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Alright.
And I ain't one of them dudes that don't really respond. And sometimes you be saying, like, yo, this is dope. These guys only reply to women. You know what I'm saying? With the booking in their bio and all that. Hey, she ain't no model, cuz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. So we about to get into this freestyle. It's coming up next. I appreciate you coming on the show, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you for having me, man. No doubt.
Freestyle, St. Basil. Next. Let's get it.
I can't really hear. Oh, this it right? Alright, hey. There you go. What's up now? Check. I tell you I heard it all, from the cars to the clothes to the jewelry. Niggas saying they killed it. I tell you I heard it all, from the cars to the clothes to the jewelry. Niggas say they killed it, but please show me the eulogy. They tunes, it's cartoons, they not goons to me. If you get booked, it'll never be for truancy. Cause I school niggas, take a name tag, cause the course is online, we ain't in the same class. The skills that I demonstrate, comp I eliminate, buzz that I generate, just look at they face. You see I never been in a hate, I just say my grace and make space on my dinner plate. These pussy niggas ministrate, they confuse it with a nasty flow. When it's mixed and it's mastered, all the masters know that I'm off the chain. I change lives when I come with flames. Who gon' change these corrupt brains? See, it's Basil, I fit the bill. I got a 4-quarter flow, I make rhymes for these bucks to change. They tell me, Basil, stop. I said, not today. I got less than 2 minutes with a lot to say. I bring hunger to this game, but you would rather see the Mockingjay. Shit, the biggest followers got followers. The game is like the hungry hippopotamus. Who can eat the most balls trying to be you when they go from sack to sack like a Damakatsu? Ooh.